All right, today we're going to be looking at equations that have variables on both sides. So my steps are actually the same. I'm going to combine like terms. The only difference this time around is when I simplify, that means I need my variables all on one side of my equation. So I'm actually going to start out with that today. I have 7x minus 2 and x minus 14. So a good rule of thumb is to decide which way should I move it. Should I move my variables to the left or to the right? The side that has your most. It's usually going to save you a step in the long run from having to do an extra step. So I have 7x minus 2 is equal to x minus 14. Okay, 7x and 1x. Which one's bigger? Well, 7x is bigger, so I want to move my 1x. Okay, we do it's actually the same process as if we just had a 7 and a 1 and I needed to move it to one side or the other. So instead of having a 1x over here, I'm just going to subtract it. So I'm going to subtract x and I'm going to subtract x. If I had 1x and I take away 1x, that makes 0 or a 0 pair. And I'm left with negative 14 is equal to 7x minus 1x. So if I have 7, I take away 1, I'm left with 6x and minus 2. Okay, so now I'm going to determine the variable I need to isolate. Well, I have x on one side, and x is what I'm trying to solve for. And I need to get rid of the 6 and 2 in order to have x all by itself. So in order to do that, I'm still going to use my same steps. So I'm subtracting 2, so the opposite of subtracting is going to be add. A negative 2 plus a positive 2 makes a 0 pair. I have 6x is equal to, I'm going to do the same thing, so I have negative 14 plus 2. So it's really like 14 minus 2, which is going to leave me with a negative 12. And I have 6 and x. If there's no sign, there's multiply. So in order to get rid of the 6 or to take it away, I need to divide. So 6x divided by 6 leaves me with x. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Negative 12 divided by 6 is going to give me negative 2. Okay. So I've gone through. I have x by itself. I think it's worth negative 2. So now I'm going to check, and I can make sure that I have the right answer. So I'm going to have 7 times negative 2 minus 2 is equal to negative 2 minus 14. And I'm going to go through and work normal order of operations. So 7 times negative 2 gives me negative 14 minus 2, which looks awfully like what I had on the other side. But if I work that out, negative 2 minus 14 gives me negative 16. And negative 14 minus 2 gives me negative 16 as well. So negative 16 is the same as negative 16. My answer checks. So then x is equal to negative 2.